Happy New Year and welcome back to BOCHINOT and BOCHINOT.com. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nicole, and in today's tutorial we will be going over a square knot diamond plant hanger pattern. So this is our first video of 2021 and I really wanted to start off this year super strong. This plant hanger tutorial is an intricate pattern, but it is beginner friendly since it is made with a bunch of basic macrame knots. So a bunch of the knots that you will see in today's tutorial, like the lark's head knot, square knot, double half hitch knot, gathering knot, alternating half hitch knot pattern, those are all basic macrame knots that you should know when starting out with macrame. The special thing about this pattern is we make a ton of these knots, making this an intricate pattern, which is great for practicing your knots if you are just a beginner with macrame. Because we do go through several basic macrame knots and sennets in this one pattern, you should be able to, with a little bit more practice, create your own macrame plant hanger pattern very soon after this. If you guys are interested in more step-by-step tutorials like this, I do release an additional step-by-step tutorial on a weekly basis on a platform called Patreon. So what I do on a monthly basis on Patreon is we go over DIY pattern tutorials, tips and tricks on a certain theme. For December, just this last month, we went over everything about plant hangers, and in January, which is this month, we will be going over everything about large wall hangings. So that means there will be tutorials on how to measure cord, how to add layers for large wall hangings, and some specific DIY pattern tutorials on larger wall hangings. What's great about this platform is once you sign up, you'll gain access to all the previous video tutorials and ebooks that we've ever released. And we've been on that platform for quite some time now, so there's at least about 20 ebooks and over 100 video tutorials from our library to choose from. We have a variety of different patterns, from baby swings to mandalas to dream catchers, you name it, and we should have that. And what's great about that is we will continue releasing video tutorials, whether it is a tip and trick tutorial or a DIY pattern tutorial. There's going to be a lot of content to choose from. So if you guys are interested, check out the link in the video description below. I hope you guys will enjoy this square knot diamond plant hanger tutorial. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Don't forget to click subscribe to our channel if you want to stay tuned for more patterns just like this one. And don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. And with that, let's begin.
Before we begin, you will need some materials and supplies. Here are the suggested cord lengths you will need. I used 4mm cotton cord and one 2-inch wooden ring for this pattern. So the cord I will be using today is a 4mm single strand cotton cord in a coral rose pink color from our rainbow cord line. This cord is soft and sturdy, making it really easy to macrame with. It also comes in a variety of different colors and sizes as well. If you guys are interested, check out the link in the video description below. You will also need a ring to start off the plant hanger with. You can either use a metal or wooden ring. I've chosen to use a wooden ring for mine. Because the posts of this plant hanger, so the sennet patterns running down the sides of the plant hanger, are made with half knots, we're going to need 2 longer cord ends for each sennet and 2 shorter cord ends for the middle where the anchor cords are. Because we're making a series of half knots, the anchor cords will stay stagnant on the inside of the half knots, whereas the outer 2 cords are going to be doing most of the knotting, so the outer 2 cords have to be much longer. So what you need to do is gather the longer cords together, so the 500cm long cords, as well as the 3 shorter cords, which are the 220cm long cords. We're going to place the 3 longer cords and the 3 shorter cords together at the center of the cords, and we're going to weave all the cords through the ring. So as you can see, about halfway down the sides, you'll see 3 of the shorter cords and then 3 longer cord ends at the end. Hold the middle spot of the cords and then weave them through the ring. To secure the cords in place, we're going to take a 50-centimeter strand of cord as a working cord and make a gathering knot around the gathered cords right underneath the ring. So make a loop with one end and then take the longer end and wrap it around the gathered cord several times, and then take that long end and weave it through the loop that we made in the beginning and pull on the top end to tighten the knot. Cut off the excess cords from the gathering knot. Pull on the vertical cords underneath to make sure that the cords wrapped around the ring are not scrunched up at the top. So now we're going to start the 3 Senet patterns, the 3 posts of the wall hanging. You're going to need to grab 2 vertical cords that are shorter and then 2 vertical cords that are longer as one group of cords to work on the half knot spiral pattern. So the inner 2 cords will be the 2 shorter cords, and then the outer 2 cords are the longer cords. Make sure this is the case so that you are able to finish the half knot spiral pattern without running out of cord. Start the half knot by taking the far left cord over the 2 anchor cords over to the right, and then taking the right cord over the left cord and from behind and through the loop on the left. Then repeat the same pattern again. The half knot spiral is just made with a consistent set of half knots, and as you make more of these repetitive half knots, then it will start to spiral. So continue the half knots several more times and you will start to see the spiral forming. As you can see here, the half knots are starting to spiral, and then if we continue this pattern, it will spiral even more. So repeat these half knots all the way down until the shorter cords and the longer cords are at the same lengths. So keep going with the spirals until the longer cords are as short as the middle 2 cords. And this is what the spiral should look like. So as you can see, once the spiral is completed, the 4 cords at the very end are similar lengths. So we continued with the spiral pattern until the outside cords are the same lengths as the inner 2 cords. We're going to repeat this half knot spiral 2 more times with the remaining 8 cords. So making 2 more sections. In each section, make sure that you have 2 shorter cords and 2 longer cords, and then repeat the same half knot spiral pattern. So overall, this plant hanger pattern is made with fairly simple knots. These are all beginner macrame knots: the half knot, the square knot, the gathering knot, the lark's head knot, etc. If at any time these knots are a little too fast for you in this tutorial, you can always refer to my 50 knots in sentence tutorial, which you can find on my YouTube channel, or you can check out the BOCHINOT macrame knot series playlist, which you can also find on the channel. Once you have made 2 half knot spiral sections, make 1 more with the last 4 cords. Once the 3 posts are complete, we will now work on the bottom part, the plant holder part of the pattern. We're going to take 2 posts that are side by side together, and we're going to split the bottom cords in half. So as you can see on both the left 2 posts, we have split the bottom cords into 2 sections of 2 cords each. Then we're going to take a strand of cord at 160 centimeters long. We're going to fold it in half, and we're going to attach it onto one side of one post with a lark's head knot. So as you can see, I've attached it onto the left post on the right side of it with 2 anchor cords. Then repeat for another lark's head knot right beside it. We're going to have a total of 4 lark's head knots on both sides. So we're going to continue with 2 more to the right, and then on the left side with the left 2 cords of this same half knot post, we're going to add 4 lark's head knots as well. So once all 4 lark's head knots are attached onto both sides, we're now going to start a square knot diamond pattern. Starting with the middle 4 cords, we're going to make a square knot with the far left and far right cords as the working cords. A square knot is made with 2 opposite half knots. So once you've made a half knot on one side, switch the half knot side afterwards, and that is 1 square knot. Taking the left 2 cords underneath the square knot we just made, and then the 2 cords adjacent to it on the left, make an alternating square knot underneath. Then do the same thing on the right side. Continue diagonally to the left for another alternating square knot. Add a square knot in the middle of the same row, so with the middle 4 cords, and then add one more square knot to the right. Repeat for another row of square knots underneath. We finished the last row with 3 square knots, so we're going to make a total of 4 square knots in this row, starting with the far left 4 cords. Then we're going to make a square knot next to it to the right, and then 2 more after that. So now that we have made a total of 4 rows of square knots, so in a triangle shape, we're now going to go back the opposite direction to finish off the diamond. So this time we're going to take 1 less square knot out from each row underneath. So in the row directly underneath, we're now going to make 3 square knots. So in between the left 2 square knots, make an alternating square knot below. Then make 2 more square knots to the right. Then underneath, make 2 more rows of alternating square knots, each time starting underneath and in between the left 2 square knots and continuing to the right. Finish off with 1 more square knot underneath with the middle 4 cords. Once you're complete with the square knot diamond pattern, repeat for this pattern 2 more times on the remaining 2 half knot posts to the right. So attaching the 160 centimeter cords onto both sides of the posts using lark's head knots, and then finishing off with a square knot diamond. Once all 3 patterns are complete, we're now going to attach the patterns together. So by patterns, I mean the square knot diamond patterns. So taking the right 2 square knot patterns, we're going to join those ones up first. On the left pattern, there should be 2 anchor cords from the top of the square knot diamond, and there should also be 2 anchor cords on the right pattern as well on the left side of it. So taking the 2 anchor cords, we're going to make 6 alternating half hitch knots. So starting with one out of the 2 cords, we're going to make a half hitch knot onto the other cord, and we're going to alternate this for a total of 6 times. Once you have made 6 alternating half hitch knots on this side, we're going to do the same thing on the right side. So once the half hitch knot patterns are complete on both sides, we're going to place the 2 sides together, and we're going to make a square knot to seal the sides. Repeat the same thing with the left 2 patterns with the alternating half hitch knot patterns and square knot. Once that is complete, we're going to take the far left and far right sections and repeat the same thing so that we can finish off the holder pattern by connecting those 2 patterns together. So repeating the same pattern again for the alternating half hitch knots as well as the square knot in the middle. To finish off the bottom part of the square knot diamond, we're going to make 2 diagonal rows of double half hitch knots, so one on both sides. Starting on one square knot diamond section, we're going to take the far right cord as the anchor cord. Then we're going to take the next cord to the left as a working cord for a double half hitch knot. Then we're going to continue diagonally to the left, stopping after the middle right cord. Then on the left side, we're also going to make another diagonal row of double half-hitch knots, but this time we're going to take the far left chord as the anchor chord for a diagonal row of double half-hitch knots to the right, stopping after the middle left chord. Finish off the middle with one more double half-hitch knot. Then repeat this bottom V-shaped double half-hitch knot pattern on the remaining two sides. Then on the alternating half-hitch knot section underneath the square knot, there should be 2 cords on the left and 2 cords on the right. With the left 2 cords, we're going to make 6 alternating half-hitch knots, similar to what we did up at the top. Then repeat with the right 2 cords for 6 alternating half-hitch knots. Then repeat this pattern on the remaining 2 sides. So once all the alternating half-hitch knots are made on all 3 sides, we're now going to add on to the square knot diamond as well. Underneath a square knot diamond pattern and below the diagonal double half-hitch knot row, we're going to add another alternating square knot pattern. So on one side of the square knot diamond pattern, we're going to split the cords into 2 groups of 4 cords each, and with each of the 4 cords, we're going to make a square knot side by side. Underneath and with the middle 4 cords, make an alternating square knot. You have made 2 rows of alternating square knots here. We're going to add 3 more rows for a total of 5 rows of alternating square knots. So continue with 3 more rows. Once the 5 rows are complete on that one side, we're going to go over to the right diamond pattern on the left side of it and repeat the same thing, mirroring what we just did on the left for 5 rows of alternating square knots. Once this side is completed, repeat the same pattern on all remaining sides. Now to turn this pattern into an actual plant holder, we're going to seal the bottom by gathering all vertical cords together. Make sure you gather one section at a time, side by side, so that there are no overlapping sections. This way the plant holder will look nice and neat on the sides. Once all the cords are gathered, we're going to take our last strand of cord at 100 centimeters long, and we're going to finish off with one large gathering knot to seal the bottom of the plant holder. Cut off the excess cords and then pull at the cords at the bottom to make sure that there are no scrunched up cords at the top of the pattern above the gathering knot. You will likely see this better once you place a plant pot inside the holder just to see where the loose sides are. And then you can adjust the sides by pulling on the top part of the pattern or pulling on the bottom cords. And last but not least, finish off this pattern by trimming the fringe at the very bottom to your desired length. And that is a wrap with our square knot diamond plant hanger pattern. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and had fun with it. This is a more intricate but beginner friendly pattern since it uses a lot of the beginner friendly macrame knots. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below, and don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.